right. So word on the street is that it's going to be Kevin Holland against Luque. This is an ongoing story. I am getting very strong indications this fight's getting put together right now. And I'm not just talking about what's on the internet. Like, this is actively being worked on by the organization. So I want to talk about that. I want to talk about the matchup. I want to talk about why it's insane that he's actually taking this fight. Or when I say insane, I mean gangster. Kevin Holland is a savage. And then I also want to do a video that I meant to do last week, and then it just didn't shake out. I want to talk about who the most powerful players in this industry are, because this story enables me to do that in a way that is 100% coherent. And I'm going to tell you, so I did a top 5 most powerful players in the combat sports industry video, and then I ended up putting it members only, but I'm going to basically talk about, and I'm going to use the exact same 5 guys because they're all active in this fight right now, except for Conor McGregor. So the other 4 guys are like right here, front and center of this story, and it enables me to kind of, put a story behind what the point that I was making, right? And then there's a lot of color between the relationships and so on and so forth. So if you like the content, go ahead and subscribe and ring the bell. Hey, Jesse, why should I subscribe? Oh, I don't know. Who broke the Ian Garry story yesterday? Who had that first? What person had that first? Me. Okay, I did. And if you think someone else did, ask them. Ask them where they got it from. So here's the deal, all right? Oh, wait, what? Finish your thought, dude. I don't know, just subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And, I could be a lot more braggy about being the first one to have that Ian Garry story. But I just wanted to say it, so I'm like trying to induce you guys to subscribe to the channel because I love you guys. Anyway, all right, so let's get into this thing. So first, I'm going to tell you guys what the ongoing thing is, and then we'll talk about the power players and how they're playing into this exact situation. So, number 1, the fight is proposed as a catch weight between Kevin Holland and Vicente Luque at 180 pounds. So, first of all, if Kevin Holland takes this fight, right, if this ends up actually shaking out, the level of balls on this guy. Think about this. Vicente Luque just had a full training camp training for Ian Garry, okay? Now, if you were going to train for for Kevin Holland, what kind of camp would you run? Identical to the camp that he would run for Ian Garry. So he is perfectly, absolutely, surgically prepared to fight Kevin Holland. Normally, when a guy has a short camp, they're prepped for someone else. There's some kind of nuance to it, but what's different about the problem to solve Ian Garry versus Kevin Holland? It's literally the same. Right? Maybe Kevin Holland's a little bit less kind of predictable with his angles, but not really. And maybe Ian Garry's like a fraction faster, but they're pretty much the same puzzle to solve. So he is surgically prepared for the Kevin Holland fight. Kevin Holland was preparing to do nothing. I mean, obviously he stays in the gym. And Luque, this was like one of the biggest fights of his career. So he's laser focused. If you're watching those videos, he's laser focused. And here's the other thing that people do not think about. Casual fans do not think about this a lot of the time. When you're in a situation like this, where it's such short notice that someone needs to fight at a catch weight, right? You have one guy who has fully prepared to fight at 170 pounds. Got another guy where they've asked, what weight can you make in order to make this happen? And they say 180 pounds. Okay, what does that mean? What does he weigh? Because this is what you need to think about. What does the catch weight guy weigh? Probably 195, maybe more. Maybe it was 199. He's like, I can make 180. That's the lowest he can get to. Okay, so let's say he weighs 197 and it's a 17-pound cut. Well, Luque is prepared to make 170, okay? He's prepared to make 170. So you got one guy who is surgically prepared, absolutely ready for war with the identical fighter. He is only going to have to cut now 3 pounds, maybe 2 pounds, maybe 0 pounds, right? Luque probably, if I was going to guess, I would guess that as of yesterday, Luque was probably around 180, maybe 182, which means he's either cutting no weight or 2 pounds, and 2 pounds is nothing. And you got this guy who's coming off the couch. Well, not off the couch, but just in terms of his weight management, he's going to have to cut probably 15 to 17 pounds. And he's fighting against a guy who was absolutely surgically prepared for him. That is so gangster. Think about how much the UFC loves this guy, dude. Kevin Holland's down for it whenever. There's nothing you can do as a fighter that will make the UFC love you more than be like that. Be game for it anytime that they call, because you are helping save these events for them. You, like Kevin Holland did it for Hamzat. You know, he's willing to shuffle it, shuffle it around. He's doing it here. I mean, how many times has he fought short notice? He's an incredible fighter. He's got granite balls. Good for him. Now, that brings us to the second part of this conversation, which is about the power players in this industry. Who did I say were the top 5 most powerful people in the industry? Ready? Dana White, Hunter Campbell, Ali Abdelaziz, Chael Sonnen, Conor McGregor. Those were my 5. That was my pick for the 5. All right. So again, in reverse order: Chael, Conor, Ali Abdelaziz, Dana, Hunter. Okay. Now, obviously, you have Mick Maynard and Sean Shelby in there somewhere, but you kind of got to just, blend these guys together. And the reason is each of those guys serves a different purpose in the industry. Now, I'm obviously going to take Conor McGregor and I'm going to move him outside of this conversation because he's not relevant in this conversation, except if you compared Kevin Holland to him, in that Conor was always down to take a fight whenever, wherever. Okay, so let's run through exactly what's going on here so that we can kind of run through how you put them in these categories. Dana, do we even need to have that conversation? Of course not. Hunter and Dana, though, in this, so Hunter is the person who negotiates the contracts. He has the purse strings at the UFC. He has total freedom to offer whatever he wants to offer, within I'm pretty sure actually that's just a blanket statement. He doesn't have to talk to Dana about anything as it relates to contracts. He has total control there. He is the COO of the company. So when it comes to signing guys to contracts, doing these things last minute, making the phone calls to make these things work, Hunter, dead center. Dana, dead center. Okay. I don't think that those two guys, you really need to qualify it too much. Now, Ali Abdelaziz, where does he fit in? Okay. So Ali Abdelaziz, he manages the largest group of, top level guys in the entire organization, in the world, right? When it comes to combat sports management, he manages the biggest stable of the top guys. Luque is one of his guys. And candidly, Luque is one of his second tier guys, obviously. Kamaru, Triple C, Gaethje, the whole entire Dagestan crew. Any of those, he manages all of them, okay? That gives him tremendous power in the industry because he can, helps control and manage this entire, stable of fighters, both, at the UFC, but then also across the industry. Now, Dana and Hunter, they are the most powerful guys in the UFC and thus the entire industry, but they're not involved in these other organizations. Ali Abdelaziz is involved in all of these other organizations. He's dead center of Bellator, dead center in PFL. He was dead center of the, I can't remember what the other organization was, but he was certainly Eagle FC, but there was another one too where he was actually helping build that company. I can't remember, but nonetheless, he's spread across the entire combat sports industry. And it's funny that I bring that up right now, and I'm going to talk about this thing in a second, but I saw him tweet something the other day. We said he doesn't, this is the first time he's ever not liked the demographic of the combat sports industry. And I didn't know what he meant, because I was like, demographic, because usually, I think demographic, I think, 30 to 45-year-old white female or something. You know what I mean? It's usually a way of categorizing racial, gender, religious groups, right? But what he meant, which he clarified, was he was talking about the number of organizations that are available for fighters to fight in. He's saying that ONE FC, whatever direction they're going has been challenging. PFL and Bellator are kind of combining. And I think the point that he was making was there were more limited space for fighters to fight in. And that's exactly what I was saying when we thought Bellator was going away. I'm like, dude, that's not good, man. That's not good. It's really not, because the UFC can only have so many fighters. And if the UFC is the only place for guys to earn real money, that's going to make becoming a professional mixed martial artist a tougher nut to crack, which will reduce the number of total fighters, which will reduce the ability for you to kind of pyramid your way up to the best guys in the world. It's not, obviously I want fighters to have a good living and all of that stuff, but also inevitably will take the most elite guys down just because of the number of them that there are. Maybe not, I need to think about that. But so when it comes to a situation like this, right? So when you talk about power, I'm not there's collective leverage and all that stuff. But today, I've always said that you have two ways to interact with the UFC if you are a manager, okay? Or three, really. You have one, which is combative, right? So if you have a very limited number of clients and you want to maximize for the 2 or 3 clients that you have, having a combative thing, because if they really need your guys, then that makes sense because you're just trying to absolutely maximize, what you can get for those guys. Then there's kind of indifferent, it's just business. You just kind of interact with them and you do what you got. And then you have cooperative. And Ali Abdelaziz 100% is the number one, manager who has a really incredible stable of fighters who has taken a very collaborative approach with the UFC. Now, why is that good for fighters? Obvious. Because when the UFC is making fights, okay, the UFC is making fights every single week. Who are they going to call that can get fighters that have value onto cards like that? Ali, of course. And if you're a fighter who wants the ability to seamlessly end up on really valuable cards and get paid accordingly to your value, Ali. So in this situation right here, think about this. Vicente Luque is one of Ali's guys. The UFC finds out, like I told you, I knew, you know what? I'll tell you exactly what time I knew yesterday that Ian Garry was out. I knew at 12:20 p.m. So I knew at 12:20 p.m. Central that Ian Garry was out. But so situation like that, it became official like yesterday in the morning, late morning Eastern. From that moment, Ali has taken it upon himself to go and find Luque a replacement and then negotiate the replacement and all that stuff. Now, the reason why a collaborative approach with the UFC is so valuable is because they're essentially on the same team solving problems together. You know what I mean? Like they're solving problems together. And what the ultimate end game is that they solve that problem. It generates more money for the UFC. And then that revenue is paid out to his guys. And so that's why, again, that's why I've always said there's multiple approaches to management. And, this is certainly one of them that has been very, very, valuable to these guys because they're going to get a replacement. Like this is going to happen. They're going to get a replacement. And he's been up all night trying to solve it since yesterday. The UFC must love this fucking guy, dude. You know what I mean? Honestly, and I say that having no experience, working on a business level with the UFC, but a lot of experience in business in general. And the people who, what's the right way to put this? I can't fucking stand it when a person brings me problems without trying to find solutions. I cannot stand it. I can't fucking stand it. I cannot stand it. Because the people who do that, they think they're so smart. Like they think they're so smart that they've identified this problem. They're like, dude, the reason it's not happening is because of la la la. And you're like, okay, all right. Well, that's what it is. Okay. Do you think that there's some value in you identifying a problem without even suggesting a solution? Because there's not. You think I don't fucking know that? How are we solving it? How are you bringing me solutions? Now, if you have a guy like that comes to your office and they say, listen, the reason why we're having trouble with our vendors is because of this. So what I think we should do is I think we should bring in this third party here, put them in between these two people, kind of sever that relationship that's causing all of the issues so we get to deal with the people we trust directly and they're responsible for this. I'm going to go make that call if you're good with it. And you're like, do it. And then they not only said it, they go and they do it. And you're like, I love this fucking guy. There is nothing that will make you feel more fondly about a person that you work with than that. Identify problems, solve them. Ipso facto, we need to find a replacement, and Ali will stay up all night finding a replacement and then making sure that Luque is on board with said replacement. You know what I mean? So that. And then you have Chael Sonnen, Chael Sonnen, who broke the story about, well, normally, listen, like Chael usually generally is like a hive of information, right? He has the biggest channel on YouTube, and so whatever he says, people are going to see it, man. There's tremendous power in that. Not to mention the strings that Chael could pull behind the scenes if he decides that he wants to. You know what I mean? I mean, if you haven't figured out, yet that guy has the world by the balls behind the scenes if he wants to pull them, I don't think I need to convince you guys that Chael's in the top 5, because obviously he's in the top 5. But anyway, it's really exciting. I just like thinking about, I mean, I'm really bummed out that Ian's out, but I like thinking about this shit, man. I really genuinely like thinking about this stuff, dude. It's exciting. It's fun. I hope that this problem gets solved. I love it if Kevin Holland ends up, oh man. Again, I can't even explain to you the fucking balls that it would take for that to be the case, you know? Kevin Holland's good in the presser too, dude. He'll be good in the presser. If you didn't see my other video, the reason why the UFC was lagging on announcing it, in my opinion, is because they wanted to be able to announce a replacement before everyone found out. I might have fucked that up. Might have been on me, dude. You know? Because I knew. Put it out there. You know. It is what it is, dude. It is what it is. So, yeah. I cannot wait to see what Colby does here, dude. Colby is going to go crazy. Like, I think Colby is going to talk all this shit about Ian Garry as if he's there. I think he should just do that. I think every time they talk to Colby, he should just talk about Ian Garry, even though Ian Garry's not there. Anyway, that's what I got. I love you guys. Bye-bye.